Hey there, little mama. There's been some controversy, and I just wanted to give my point of view. It is Harrison Butker, who is the NFL kicker for the Kansas City Royals, and he had some things to say at a commencement speech that he made recently. Now, I'm going to play you just a second of it, just a minute or so of it, in case you haven't heard it. And then I'm going to give you my commentary and my take on it. And I think you might be surprised what it is. So stay tuned on Moms Like Us Do Things Like This. Welcome to the Moms Like Us podcast, where moms just like you learn strategies, systems, and skills through expert interviews and real-life insight designed to take your marriage, mothering, and home to the expert level. Hi, I'm Mona Corwin, your mom mentor and host, author, international speaker, and the founder of the Moms Like Us Academy. I've been coaching moms for over 25 years, and I have some really good news for you. Motherhood isn't a natural talent. It's a skill, and you can learn it. You can crush it at motherhood instead of motherhood crushing you. So let's get to today's show. Okay, let's get straight to it. All right. The controversial speech was given at St. Benedictine College, which is a Catholic college in Kansas. And it is a very small college, but it is a Catholic college. And the person that gave the speech was Harrison Butker. And he is the kicker for the NFL team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, what we do need to know is that he is a Catholic. And so he is a Catholic speaking at a Catholic commencement speech at a Catholic college. And yes, he is an NFL player. The thing that happened that was so kind of got me up in my arms a little bit was that not that the world kind of didn't like what he said. I'm going to play it for you in just a second so you can hear just a segment of what he said that is relevant to us. And it wasn't that they said that, because people have been kind of coming at us for a really long time. Now, I'm Mona the Mom Mentor, and I have been getting it one way short of Sunday every single part of my life for wanting to be a mom. And how I feel about the feminist movement. So I'm kind of used to that. What I'm not used to is the NFL talking about it. Well, the NFL didn't like what he said. Now, he did say a lot of things, and I highly suggest that you go and listen to the entire 20-minute speech yourself. It was really, really well done. What got me really riled up was the comment from the NFL. Here it is. They said immediately, like within hardly any time at all, they said that Harrison's views, are not those of the NFL as an organization. The NFL is steadfast in their commitment to inclusion, which only makes our league stronger. Okay, I'm going to put that in the show notes, and you can a link to it so you can go and look at the NFL's response. The thing that really got me was that the NFL has I need to show you the video. And if you're on the podcast, you can watch, I don't know if you know, you can watch Mona the Mom Mentor and this show. You can watch it on YouTube anytime you want. So let me just start the video. And if you're on YouTube, you will be watching it. And if you're not, you can just listen. Here it is.
In the small ways, by living out your vocation, you will ensure that God's church continues and the world is enlightened by your example. For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now, about to cross this stage, and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker. She's the primary educator to our children. She's the one who ensures I never let football or my business become a distraction from that of a husband and father. She is the person that knows me best at my core, and it is through our marriage that, Lord willing, we will both attain salvation. I say all of this to you because I have seen it firsthand, how much happier someone can be when they disregard the outside noise and move closer and closer to God's will in their life. Isabel's dream of having a career might not have come true, but if you asked her today if she has any regrets on her decision, she would laugh out loud without hesitation and say, heck no. As a man who gets a lot of praise and has been given a platform to speak to audiences like this one today, I pray that I always use my voice for God and not for myself. Everything I am saying to you is not from a place of wisdom, but rather a place of experience. I am hopeful that these words will be seen as those from a man not much older than you, who feels it is imperative that this class, this generation, and this time in our society must stop pretending that the things we see around us are normal. Heterodox ideas abound even within Catholic circles, for let's be honest, there is nothing good about playing God with having children, whether that be your ideal number or the perfect time to conceive. No matter how you spin it, there is nothing natural about Catholic birth control. It is only in the past few years that I have grown in courage to speak more boldly and directly, because as I mentioned earlier, I have leaned into my vocation as a husband and father and as a man.
Okay, ladies, that was just part of it. He did talk a little bit more about embracing masculinity in a world that is emasculating our men. He talked about a lot of things that are cultural, countercultural in our world today, but we're always meant to be the culture in God's point of view. God knew what he was doing when he created man and woman, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm teaching a course right now in the Moms Like Us Academy, and it is the No Regret Woman. And it is truly about unveiling these lies and embracing the truth and to be able to live unapologetically in your womanhood. I've been studying this stuff for 30 years, and I always wondered why it was so important for me to know the history of everything. And now I realize it's because the histories of the feminist movement is being erased, at least the bad stuff. And our world is embracing something that is not what God intended. And as Christians, we need to not only know what God's word says, we need to understand the times that we live in so we can tell our children and those around us what they should do. We need to be wise women that know how to build up our homes. You know, there's a scripture, you know I love it. If you've been around very long, you know Mona the mom mentor quotes this a lot. It's Proverbs 14:1. A wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one tears it down with her own hands. I have to tell you that his wife, even though she didn't have the career that she thought she would, she embraced something that God had created within her. And she loves it. And the women that do love it, this traditional role of woman, of wife, mother, homekeeper, homemaker. That's just not an old-fashioned 1950s word. Sweetie, it is the essence. We make homes. Our bodies make children. With God, of course. He has a hand in it, knitting everything in our womb. But it is our privilege to work with God in the role that he's given us as woman. It is something that is so immeasurably precious to him. Manhood also. You know, when God decided to send his son to the earth, he didn't send him to the academia so they could tell him how to be smart. And he didn't send him to the government so they could be ruling and reigning, so he'll learn to rule and reign. No. And he didn't send him to even the Pharisees, the religious leaders. He sent his children, his child, God, Jesus, to the arms of a mother, under the protection of a father, in a family. God sent his only son to provide salvation for us through a family. I think in a nutshell, what's gone wrong? Oh man, that nutshell would be really big. But in a nutshell, I think we took the genders and we said gender and jobs. It's all about your gender and your jobs. It's all about the jobs and the gender. And both of those things are the topics of everything. And you know what we're leaving out? Sweetie, listen. We're leaving out our roles. We're leaving out the roles that God has given us. The role to be a daughter of God, to be a daughter of an earthly family, to be a sister, to be a friend, to be a wife, and to be a mother. We're leaving these out. And we're saying that the man part of that, those roles, that they're somehow interchangeable. They're not interchangeable. Men and women are not interchangeable. Men and women are not interchangeable. We complement. God created us on purpose with a purpose. You know, in Genesis, it tells us that what God said about creating man. He said, we're going to create man in our own image. And you know, that kind of got kind of sideways too. They take it and they change it. But the word man in the Hebrew means mankind. It means kinds of man. And then he told us what kinds there were going to be. He said, let us make them in our own image. And then God made mankind, male and female, in our own image, male and female. He created them. Them. Male and female, he created them. And when he created male and female, that was what he used to describe what he did. He didn't say, hey, we're going to create a speaking spirit that has a body and it's going to be great. And he didn't say that. He didn't say, we're going to create this thing that has a heart and blood that flows through it, that can co-create, they can have babies. Like, he didn't say any of those things. What he used to describe what he created was male and female. And sweetheart, that is binary. The God of the universe, and if you're a believer in Jesus, then you read your Genesis, you read your creation story and see what it was. And then he took them and he put them in a garden. The whole world was not the garden. The garden was a place inside of the world. The garden was their home, and they were a family. And God called them his children. And we call one another sisters and brothers in Christ. And God says, God is the Father, and Jesus says, I'm the Son. Do you see the vernacular? It's in family talk. And then he went and said, I'm back when he was going to heaven. Jesus was going to heaven. He said, I'm going to go to a place and I'm going to make a place for you there. And we're going to have the marriage supper of the Lamb. And there's a wedding. And I mean, this is all about binary and family. It's about family. It's about the roles. So when the culture removes the roles, then, baby, it's all about gender and jobs. Gender and jobs. Now, please understand, this is what you need to get this really, really clear. So you even, no matter what, if you have to stand up for this or not, but you'll know in your heart. God created us. We are equally loved, equally valued, equally created in his image with gifts and talents that we are supposed to have. And out of our genders, the world gets to see who Jesus is. I don't know why this is not just totally embraced as a really cool thing. And what you do as a woman in your role is what is part of what they see. Let me give you just a real quick example. Think about this. You know that a woman is really, really soft. Aren't we soft? And we're tender, and we're caretakers, and we're connectors, and we're life givers, and we're helpers. We got the emotion going. We know how to comfort people, and we have a sense of the way things. Oh, that doesn't sound that mother's intuition or that woman's intuition is just, it's a real thing. But on the inside, we are strong. Women are strong. Just because we're soft on the outside doesn't mean that we're soft everywhere and we're weak and stupid. No, we're strong. And we're strong in the things God gives us to do. And we're strong in the gifts and talents that he's given us to have. And he wants us to use them. He wants us to use them. And when God created a man, he made him strong on the outside. Strong on the outside. And if he's a good man, he's soft on the inside. Do you see? We're both strong and soft. We're strong and soft in a different way. We're strong and soft, male and female. And we reflect God and his image and his likeness to the world when we live through our genders. This is amazing. Back in the day, or even now, it's like we were told by the feminist movement that to be complete and to be who we're supposed to be, we are supposed to be like men. We were supposed to go out and conquer and I mean, we even kind of changed the way we dressed for a while. More masculine. And when we were more masculine, we were strong. We were strong when we were more masculine. And somehow we were supposed to do that. It's interesting. They were mad at men. Men were bad. Men were pigs. I can show you hundreds and hundreds of really bad quotes. And I can just show them to you you don't have to say anything and you'll know exactly what they were doing. They wanted the women to leave the home. They weren't really telling the guys to be like girls. They weren't. They were saying you need to be more masculine. Get out there, make it happen. Break down walls, do the ceiling, glass ceiling, stomp on men. These boots are made for walking and I'm going to walk all over you. And you're not going to tell me what to do. And I mean, just sassafras up one side and down the other. And as if being a woman was not enough or special or had a purpose. It was a lie. We've been told a lie. When he said that the students there have been, the girls of this culture had been told a diabolical lie, he's right. But it isn't just them. And it's just not college girls. It's all of us. We've all been, for 60 years, we have bought it. And every single one of us have been influenced because of this feminist movement. And there isn't anything good about it. Nothing. And I can give you the history. I know the history back to the 14th century on the women's movement. And I can show you. And you can take a class on that, and I'll be happy to help you. We have to wrestle with the fact that we've been hoodwinked. We've been gaslighted. We've been told that we can be something, or we should be something other than what we are. And that what we are isn't any good. In the feminist movement, we were told that homemakers and mothers are like parasites that suck the blood out of society. That wasn't the only quote that there is. There's lots. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be a homemaker. You don't want to be a mother, because that's nothing. And girl, if you're listening to this podcast, you know that's a lie. Being a mom is everything. When you're a mom and God's given you someone to raise, that's a big deal. And we may not get the applause from the culture, but you know what? God's applauding. Men that love feminine women and to see the femininity that God created, they love it. And they can see it. Problem is, we've kind of lost track of it. But I'm so excited that it's swinging the other way. I've been mentoring women for a really long time. Moms. That's my gig, moms. And I've been watching as the women that have had careers are saying, I want to have a baby. I'm going home to raise my baby. Hey, I have an MBA. I know how to make things happen. I was a corporate this or that, and I know how to make things happen. And I'm not going to let someone else do this. I'm going to do this. Of course, they get home and they find out there's no 3-month raise, and there's no lunches out, and your employees aren't saying, yes, I'll do that right away. No, in fact, they are telling you, no, me do it by myself. And then they're kind of spitting food out of their mouths, and it's getting all over you. So that's when I get the phone calls. Mona, the mom mentor, come on, help me get this thing of motherhood, because I want to do it well. Women want to do this well. We haven't had a lot of mentors in our culture that have come before us, and I was one that didn't. But now we're here, and we're here for you moms. We're here for you. I have another phrase that I really love. Motherhood, sweetheart, motherhood is not a natural talent. You naturally can have a baby. You can naturally feed it and make it live. But motherhood is not a natural talent. It's a skill. It's a skill just like you learned everything else that you learned. And you can learn this. You just have to go to the place where you know that you can trust the advice that comes from there. Find someone who has a biblical worldview, that has the same religion as you, and ask the older women, how do I do this right? For me, you know how I am. I want you to miss all the cow patties I stepped in. I'm like, girl, you really didn't say that to your man, did you? Do you know that when you said that to your man, he probably felt like this? I don't know, maybe. Can you check? And then she comes back and it's like, oh my gosh, I had no idea what I had said to him and what that meant. We have so much influence, And we have so much love and power to grow not only children in our stomach, but to grow our children to be adults that love God and to have a marriage that lasts a lifetime. And we have all that inside of us. And we have it because God created us that way. And we have his word to follow. And we have our roles and our gender to help us. Inside of us, even our chemicals in our bodies are different than men. Men and women are not interchangeable. We're not. We fit together really, really well. And, well, that's for our marriage talk. We'll do that another day. I just want you to know that I'm so happy, Harrison. I'm so happy that you not only honored your wife, but you honored our role as homemakers, because we want to do good. Nobody wants their marriages to fall apart. Nobody wants to screw up their kids. Thank you for helping us remember that though we have gifts and talents, and trust me, if you have a gift and talent that requires college, sweetie, you need to go. You need to go to college. You need to take your gifts and talents and you need to make them excellent. If you're a writer, you need to learn how to write well. If you're going to be a chemist, you need to learn how to be a chemist well. And if you're going to be a mom, you need to learn how to do it well. Another lie, real quick, is that we were told we could have it all. That we could be men and we could be girls or women, and that we could be a career girl and be a mom and a wife and take care of a home. Sweetie, that's a lie. It's not a lie that you can't have those things. We were told that we could have it all and we could have it at the same time. You can't have it all at the same time. You can have it all. You can have it all. Everything that is gifts and talents inside of you and all of that. But you can't have it at the same time. And that's another lie that they've given us. In the podcast just before this, I hope you'll go through. It's my Mother's Day podcast. Just incidentally, it was the 3 lies that moms believe. And this is one of them. You'll have to go and listen to the other 2. I'm so happy that Harrison stepped out. And it hit a nerve on the enemy. The devil doesn't want us to know the beauty and the power and the wonderfulness of being a woman. He doesn't. Because you know what? If he can get the mom away from the kids, he can have them. Right now, I just thought of this. Right now, my husband is right on the other side of this window. And he has a shoe box. There's a bunny, a little baby bunny that was over against the wall of the house. And the mama's not around. We think the mama kind of isn't around anymore. He's taken the little bunny and he's put it in the box. And I said, baby, what are we supposed to do? We can't feed it till it's big. And he said, no, we can't. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna put some in there. We can give it some milk or something. I want you to know that this is how God created us. He's a protector, a provider. That's how he He wants to protect that baby. He wants to provide for it. Do you see? He's a really strong man, but he has a tender softness to him. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing that God has given us in men. And the culture has emasculated men, emasculated them from who they are, and made them feel like being soft was bad, and then just basically saying being a man is someone that's dangerous and awful. These are lies. And you know what? I don't believe most people believe that. But they don't know what else to say. So I hope that you will get a hold of some of my teachings and read your Bible, do a study on authentic womanhood and manhood, and shore yourself up so you can be confident in what you've been given, and you can be confident so you can tell your children, because they're going to hear all kinds of stuff. But you are going to have your testimony, and you're going to have the Word of God. Okay, I feel better now. NFL, you know nothing about what it's like to be a traditional family. And I'm really grateful that I'm in one. And I'm grateful that Harrison stuck up for us. I hope you'll go and listen to his whole speech. Like I said, it is Catholic. And he was in his element. He didn't do anything that would have been considered wrong in where he was at. He didn't do anything bad. He wasn't on the field. And the NFL maybe should be paying attention to the people, their players that beat women and, all the other stuff. But anyways, we're proud of you, Harrison. And till next time, moms like us do things like this. We learn who we are as women, and we learn how to, we learn how to live it, and we learn how to love it, and we learn how to love our men, and love our men and our children. And yes, we do have gifts and talents, and we use them first with our family, and then we give it to the world. Okay, that's it, little mama. Moms like us do things like this. Yes, we do. And when we do, I want you to be there. Okay, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, and if you're on the podcast, if you'll leave a review, I sure would appreciate it. And follow me on Instagram, and I will see you there. Bye for now. Hi, I hope you liked this episode of the Moms Like Us show. And if you did, I hope that you'll share it. You'll share it with another mom friend, because moms like us do things like this. I also hope that you will check out the Moms Like Us Academy, where we take ideas like we've been talking about on the show, but we go deeper. We just don't get inspired and think, ooh, that's a really good idea. I think I want to try that. We actually learn how to do these things and why we need to. And then you know what? You have Mona, the mom mentor, and other master moms that teach the master classes in there. They come alongside and we help you implement and really, truly change your mom life into the mom life you've always wanted to have, because motherhood isn't a natural talent. It's a skill, sweetie, and you can learn it. So go and check out the Moms Like Us Academy today and find me when you get there and say hi. Bye.